What's up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you with another J Talks Crypto. I want to make it, guys, another one today on this Toshi coin because even though the market's not moving a whole lot, I do feel good about the way that the market is looking. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Before we get into it, though, I gotta let you guys know this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy anything you see in this video. That'd be totally crazy. Don't buy things off of YouTube. That's dumb. But oh my god. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about some Toshi. We'll talk about some Bitcoin. As you guys can see, Bitcoin coming in at 117.3. Fear Greed Index coming in at a 69. Toshi coin looking a little bit volatile, but not seeing too much breakdown today. As you guys can see, we are resting on this upper Keltner channel here on the 1 day. Um, the market is only down about 3% on Toshi, but you guys can see the total market cap is seeing a little bit of volatility today as people speculate whether Bitcoin is creating a new level of support or whether we're starting to see rejection. A couple of things I want to talk about on the Bitcoin chart, and then we'll talk about the Toshi chart. This guy pretty much saying something right now about 16 hours ago. We'll see how true this is still. It says BTC dominance just broke down from a rising wedge with strong volume, a classic sign of altcoin season brewing. We've been talking about Bitcoin dominance so much on the channel. Isn't it so funny how sometimes you could tell who actually knows what they're talking about, and then sometimes you could tell who doesn't know what the heck they're talking about? Because a lot of the stuff, guys, we've been talking about, right? Somebody sharing the beam indicator the other day. Now people talking about big BTC dominance. Guys, we've been talking about this for a long time now. Again, if it's your first time tapping in, make sure you're watching the videos. Make sure you're liking the videos. If you haven't already done that, make sure you do that. But as you guys can see, a lot of speculation going on right now, and a couple things again that I want to be paying attention for with Bitcoin. So I'm just going to pull up some of these charts because I already know the levels of support, resistance, and stuff, and kind of where we're at, just out of my brain. But I do like to pull up these indicators just for a visual, for you guys and as well for myself, right? So you guys can see right now we are hanging above this upper Keltner channel, right? Which is pretty decent on the 1 day, but at the same time, I mean, we could see other times where we've broken above this and we needed to see a little bit of sell off, and then before we start moving again. So just kind of something that we might want to pay attention to. Right here, we've seen a pump up, which resulted in another pump up, right? Before we had to see a small correction, right? Corrections are going to happen along the way. That's why I try to talk about a lot of this stuff really when things are cheaper. A lot of people taking out large positions, getting back into the market just yesterday and today. And I mean, I knew you guys were going to do this. A lot of people even say that they sold the bottom and then they're barely getting back in the market right now. And yeah, I mean, that is one strategy of doing it, but I don't like doing it that way because, again, we're at an all-time high for Bitcoin right now. And if Bitcoin does need to take a little breather, right, then some of these coins might be starting to look a little bit volatile. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin looking like possibly on the 30 minutes, see a retest of like 116. We're really trending sideways, which again sometimes could be a sign of um, a lack of demand. But some of these more macro indicators are still showing bullish for those of you guys who did decide to just buy in. Sheesh, man! And at the top, after you sold your bags, told you not to do that. But as you guys can see, the 4-hour chart, in my opinion, is the most telling chart right now. We really got to see a break back above this. If we could see a break back above this upper Keltner channel, we might be able to see this thing looking like a bull flag and starting to see some more run up. We do know that we haven't yet broke out of 120. The fact that we haven't really broken down also is pretty good to me. I like that. I want to see a healthy Bitcoin. And in my opinion, sideways price motion sometimes, again, be a lack of demand, but the fact that we haven't broken down too much is pretty good. 4-hour, definitely have to pay attention to, though, because look, we have a rejection here at this top. And that is something that I want to pay attention to again, because it could indicate that we need to see a little bit of a dip down, maybe even down to 115 possibly, or maybe lower, right? Maybe as low as 113, right? Again, some of you guys just got into the market. Why did you do that? But I'm not saying that I feel like this is the end of the cycle, that this is the top. I don't think that this is the end of the cycle. I don't think that this is the top. That's just my prediction, and I'm not a financial advisor. But as you guys can see, we just have not had a blow off top, which is what I've been telling you guys. But we are still sitting at an all-time high. So again, we might see some volatility in here. And again, we know that a lot of these retail guys, you guys are just so addicted to buying these tops, man. I want to just beat it into your head to stop doing that stuff, selling the bottom and buying the top. But I've seen it. I've seen even people saying, "Oh yeah, I got out of the market, but now I'm back." It's like, okay, buddy, all right. Well, we'll see how that works out for you because we might start seeing some volatility pretty soon. Again, Bitcoin just shot up all the way, um, pretty significantly, right? Shooting all the way up to 117. Like it's kind of crazy. Bitcoin in the past 7 days still up 10%, and in the past month we're up 10% also on Bitcoin. So that's a lot for a $2.3 trillion asset. Again, you guys have to understand what the market cap means in terms of how this thing could possibly move. And I don't think people really understand things like that. So again, if you're still learning that kind of stuff, definitely tap in because it's very important to know how volatile your coins are going to be based off of the market cap, so that you're not panic selling, paper handsing, and buying back in at the top of Bitcoin. A lot of you guys did. But as you guys can see, Toshi Coin still looking pretty solid on the weekly. Still looking very speculative right now, but I do like the way that this coin has been moving with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does decide it wants to have some more upside, I like the way that Toshi is responding. If Bitcoin decides it wants to fall a little bit volatile, I'm paying attention to some of these lower zones here on the weekly. In my opinion, weekly very, very telling. We've been going off this weekly chart for some time now. Um, we're still structurally intact, as you guys can see on the 4 hour. We're still creating higher lows, so this trend has not reversed. I am somebody that does believe the trend is your friend, but we also talk about how when we start breaking underneath this bottom Keltner channel, what do I always say? That's a slippery slope, right? Do you see what I mean? See how we rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, and now we're just trying to, again, just make it back above this. So just something to pay attention to. Again, it doesn't mean that the trend is dead. It just means that, again, we got a little bit of work to do. On the 1 day, we're still looking solid. We're sitting right on top of this upper Keltner channel. But we need to start busting a move, right? We haven't had a lot of volume. So just something that I'm paying attention to. Again, there hasn't been a ton of volume this weekend at all. If anything, maybe a little bit of fear as Bitcoin starts to trend sideways at this all-time high. But again, still long on it. I'm patient with it. I've been telling you guys I'm patient, and I am patient. I am very patient. So I want to know what you guys think. Are you still bullish on this pump? Are you bearish on this pump? Do you guys think we'll be at new all-time highs with Bitcoin next week? Or do you guys think that Bitcoin needs to see a little bit of correction because it just pumped like insanely? I want to know. Just let me know in the comment section below. And also, guys, I'm gonna open up the Telegram since the market is starting to heat back up. So that Telegram is a place for you guys to ask questions and stuff like that about contracts. It's not a place for financial advice, right? So don't go in there asking me what to buy or anything like that. But if you guys want to join me over on Telegram, meet me, talk to me, ask me questions about crypto, or maybe pick my brain a bit, I'm going to leave you guys that opportunity. All you have to do is follow me over on TikTok at JTalksCrypto. You need to DM me letting me know that you saw this video and that you want to get added the to the group. And yeah, we can get that going. But you got to be following me on TikTok. So again, do that. DM me, let me know that you did it. My TikTok is growing really fast right now. So if you don't DM me to let me know that you did it, I'm not going to know that that was you that did it. I'm just going to think it was somebody off of TikTok that just followed me off of TikTok. So do that if you want to join the Telegram group. And I'll catch you guys next video. Peace.